Okay, so I'm going to be reviewing Subnautica on the PS4. This cost me $24.99 and was released this month in December 2018. There are multiple game modes you can choose from. There's survival, freedom and creative. Forgive me if there's another. I'm going to be using a mixture of freedom and creative in this video. Okay, so a quick review of Subnautica. So, as soon as you start on Subnautica, you're thrown straight into the story with your ship on fire. You have to put it out, and then you crash land on an alien world, and a voice tells you that it needs to try and help you survive. It's like an AI that's built into your suit and trying to help you out, giving you tips on what to do and where to go, but not overly. You are really sort of left to your own devices to sort of explore this unusual world and find things to help you survive. And there's radio signals that come in that give you next parts of the mission at different stages in your play. It's just very nicely laid out and very engrossing. Too bad. So look, I'll press this button. Let's see if we get something come through.
This is Sunbeam. You know Aurora. We're from a little transgov on the far side of Andromeda, and we have a saying there. There's no bad without the good, no good without the bad. Sounds like you tasted a bunch of the former. But that only means you're overdue a whole lot of the latter. Might just be we're it. We're scanning for somewhere to park. We'll be in touch when we find it. Sunbeam out.
That's it. Pretty awesome. So yeah, all voice acting seems to be great. It's a shame you don't get some sort of, I don't know, visual display as well, because it's really nice, but you don't actually get to see the other faces of the other characters that may have been stranded. And also you don't get to choose your own character. You are to play as this one person, who I don't even think you find out the name of. Or if you do, I kind of missed that. And you can't change your sex to, say, it being female or whatever. So yeah, there are a few little mini drawbacks that I've got there. A few little crits, but nothing major. I mean, in a lot of games where you're playing a playthrough, it's like Tomb Raider. It's not like you can change Lara Croft to being male, is it? So, you know, you've got to sort of go with it, I guess. Now the exploration is where this game comes into its own. Each sort of area of the ocean has its unique fish and to that biome, which makes total sense. And wandering into a new biome where there could be predators could be quite lethal for one's health. In fact, you're probably going to get eaten alive. In fact, that's happened to me like 3 or 4 times now. Now if you do die, you end up back inside your little life pod and you lose some of the materials that you may have just gained. So yeah, a little bit of a heads up there. You can pretty much respawn as many times as you want, but you will lose some of your resources. I like the day and night cycle, however it is a lot harder navigating around at night. You can make yourself a flashlight, but yeah, I haven't made a flashlight yet. So yeah, there's only so much I can tell you about this so far. Now I know that I'm really enjoying this. Well, oxygen's nearly run out, so yep. So yeah, I am really enjoying this. There is a slight survival aspect, even though I've put this on freedom. I don't have to actually create myself any sort of food or water, but you can put it on survival mode where you do, and then you have to grab fish and all sorts. Now the controls are a little bit fiddly when you are grabbing fish. It usually has X as the main button, but if you're moving the hat stands around trying to swim and lock onto your fish, it's very hard to catch the fish. I'll show you what I mean. So if I go try to find a fish, where's a fish? There's a fish. Right, so going after him. Right, so I've got him in my crosshairs. Oh, no, he just went behind the coral reef. Let's try and grab this one. He might be a little bit more docile. So yes, if you've got to try and press X, trying to move it off the fish, yeah, you miss him almost every time. So what I would suggest is going into the options, and you can go into your controller, and you can pretty much assign any key you want. So I've assigned L2 to pick things up. No, I haven't. I think that takes a picture, actually. It's one of those buttons. I've assigned another button to pick things up and made it a lot easier for myself. You can even get it so you're just pressing the hat stand, which, yeah, that works for me too. So catching things is a lot easier. So at least the option's there. Oh, look, they've sort of frozen in mid-air, those little flying critters. That shouldn't happen. So there are a few little bugs with this. I mean, I would say this is very sandbox-ish. But not to the point where it's unplayable. It's just a few little cosmetics. I mean, yeah, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I wonder if I can scan those little guys now that they're sort of frozen in midair. Yeah, there we go. Sky Ray. I haven't scanned one of them yet. There you go. That's just added to my inventory. So sometimes bugs might go in your favour. Okay, so that's kind of the main point of the actual game itself, is to gain resources, fix stuff, craft stuff, learn how to survive that a little bit better. I mean, you can even go into base building later. I'll fire up creative mode and have a little play. I'll show you creative mode in a second, and hopefully I'll show you some of the bigger creatures. None that are going to really ruin it for you. One of the Leviathans perhaps, but not any of the aggressive ones. And I'm not going to show you the island either. Actually, I'll show you a little preview of it, me walking around it, but that's about it. Okay, because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Okay, now what I would say is sometimes when you're diving down and you're going down into a real deep area of the ocean, the popping is pretty poor. As you can see there, it's popping in large square chunks, but yeah, the visual display when you're going down into a massive deep area needs a little bit of work, a bit of fine tuning, but again it doesn't really hinder play all that much. Now something I love about this game is you can just come across giant creatures just swimming around. I mean, look at these are giant type whale creatures with long tentacles. They're freaking awesome. They've got their own little bio life swimming around on their back. Really, really inventive. I love the creatures in this game. It makes the game feel so much more immersive and alive. Fantastic! Yep, and sometimes you can dive down and come across something completely evil that mangles you in seconds. So, yeah, it's not really a chill-out game. This game is awesome, though. Yeah. Okay, so this is the island that I found. As you can see here, the vegetation on it is completely different to under the water, as you would expect. Now, what I would think would be awesome is if they had a VR mode, because this would just work so nicely outside of the water and under the water. I feel that they're really missing a trick, especially since most of the actions are for left hand or right hand. With the Move controllers, this would work brilliantly. In fact, I'd go as far to say that this could make the Sony PlayStation a console seller if Subnautica was VR. Okay, story-wise, I would say that the Subnautica is pretty good for a story. I mean, here we go. I've just found a radio signal that's taken me here. Then it's another abandoned pod by those things. Don't know what happened to the crew here, but it doesn't look good. The story slowly unfolds. Now I'll fix my radio and giving me some decent information. Okay, so I think that's everything I can get from in here. I now have my scanner as well. The scanner is actually quite cool, and I've been scanning all the local wildlife and whatnot. It's quite good, building up like a data pad full of everything. The exploration is great. I'm really enjoying it. There is a real sense of danger though. I mean, yeah, I've had some pretty tense moments where I've been chased by giant fauna, and there are some giant varieties to be had in this Subnautica. Oh, so yeah, story mode wise, I'm quite intrigued in following the radio signals and finding out what happened to my crew and whether there's anybody else alive, and that's what's driving me forward so far, and I'm really enjoying the story. It is very, very good, but you just got to wait for a radio signal to come in. That could take a little while. Okay, well, I just went into creative mode and I've created a base. Now look at it from the outside. Firstly, now how much like No Man's Sky does this look? It's, well, you can't really see it. Darn, it's not like I can do an aerial photo mode, but there you go, I'll pop out of the water. Yeah, it looks very No Man's Sky-esque, especially these half semicircular corridors and things. Right, okay, well, let's go inside. Okay, now welcome to my base, and I've got a grow wall there, I've got a grow bed here, I can grow stuff in these little plant pots on the side. I've got my own little mini fish tank. Yeah, I don't know whether I can add any fish yet. No, I haven't got any fish to put in there, but I could go catch some and put them in there. I've got a modification station, so I can do whatever I like with that. Not that I've ever used it before. Yeah, because this is just creative mode. I've got a tech wall here, I've got extra storage there. It's pretty damn sweet. Yep, so this is a little curvy corridor, and you can sort of see down into the ocean down there, which is quite sweet. Got an observation tower here. You can sort of look around a little. But really I should have built this all underwater rather than above water like I've gone and done it. But you live and learn, and this is just creative mode, so I can always do away with it and do it again at another time. Got my own vending machine! How cool is that? Okay, so you got extra storage either side here and over here. You can't run by pressing enhancement. Oh, yes you can. Wow, cool. I've got a vehicle bay here, which is a bit like having the moon door. Oh look, there's a fish there. I wonder if I can nab him and stick him in my fish tank. Let's grab him. Grab! Oh! I can grab you. I would do. Hold still. There we go. Got him! So I might be able to put him in my fish tank. If I can get back out the water. Oh my god. All over the place. There we go. Yeah, so this would be where a vehicle could come in. And then over this side, got like a little scanner room. So yeah, the base building aspect is freaking sweet. Look, you can actually locate different sort of things on the bed of the surface here, which is pretty damn awesome. So I might look for some of the things that I need in my actual game mode and try and then relocate it in my actual real playthrough. Yeah, so here we go, going up here. And yeah, that's my little base tour. I am really liking this game. So the actual story mode itself is really, really engrossing and inviting. And oh, what are they saying? Whatever. Okay. Anyway, I'm trying to do a poxy review. So yes, there we go. We have a base, and I really like the base building aspect. I really like the the aesthetics of the game. Everything about this is a great little game itself. For $24.99, this was a bloody bargain, and I would suggest anybody to go out and get it on the PlayStation 4 because it is lovely. Okay, well, yeah, if I had to give it a rating out of say a 10, I'd give it about I don't know, an 8.8, so an 88 out of 100. It's good. I mean, it's got a little ways to go. I mean, some of it's a bit buggy. Oh, I might be able to put my fish in there. Let's see. There we go. Haha, did it. He's in there. I don't know what this thing is. Can I put that in the tank? Let's see if I can put that in the tank. No, I can't put that in the tank. But I have my own little fish now. Look, my own little pet fish. Yeah, anyway, I digress. Yes, yeah, so 8.8 out of 10, or an 88 out of 100. Yeah, so the only things I feel this game is missing slightly is maybe a little bit more outside element. I mean, you get to an island, but I'm not too sure I could build a base there. I mean, I didn't have the base building computer at the time. In fact, I still don't in my playthrough. So it's something I need to play about with, because I'd love to have a base on there myself. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. And yeah, if you do buy this game, let us know what you think. Do you think it's worth the 8.8 that I gave it? Or do you feel that it deserves more or less? Put it in the comments. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I hope you subscribe.